Welcome to SharkFarmer TV. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. Who can tell me what this is? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? I'm not surprised. Most people don't know what this is. It's on a stick, it's about 44 inches long, and most people in agriculture have never used one of these, especially our younger friends. Well, here's a hint though. This has replaced this. It's pretty amazing when you think about it, but you also got to remember it wasn't 80 years ago when a lot of farmers were trying to decide, hey, should we stick with our horses or should we go with these newfangled tractor things? The technology, the advancement, it's something we in agriculture need to shout from the rooftops. I put an eye on this because as a kid, this thing always reminded me of Sam the Eagle on the Muppets. Sam the Eagle. The SharkFarmer show lacks integrity, and integrity is the cousin of patriotism. Tonight we have Matt Nicewander. I hope you enjoy the show. And yes, this thing will eventually go the way of the dodo. Today we're talking with Matt Nicewander from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, which is, what, about an hour and a half from here?
Yeah, a little bit south, a little more southern than here.
Yeah, so you made the drive down. Thank you.
Yeah, glad to be here.
That was nice. You think you're that important?
Well, it wasn't too bad considering Mother Nature tried to stop me, the tornado warnings and everything, you know, so we overcome the odds, though. So.
You're a former guest on the SharkFarmer podcast. Extremely interesting. You are a nurse practitioner.
That's correct. Okay.
But yet you were doing things like reattaching fingers, reattaching legs. I mean, do you take out spleens? What all do you do?
We do have a limit, but you know that old-timey country doctor that used to be around, you know, 50, 60 years ago that kind of took care of the whole family and did everything and you went to for everything? Mm-hmm. That's what we do in our office. We have midwives, we got chiropractors, we have lab and vitamins, and we got to do it all. When you're in the country like we are, you know, 15 minutes outside of town, farmers get hurt and they come to us and we fix them.
Okay. Not to try to poke a bear or anything like that, but you're a nurse practitioner, you're not a doctor. Mm-hmm. But when you describe what you do, to me it's like you're a doctor.
Yeah, so a lot of people still try to call me Dr. Matt, and I continually correct them. I am not a doctor. You know, I don't like going to a doctor either. That's why I'm not one. So, but in Tennessee, we have to have a supervising physician, and to have a really good one, and he takes real good care of us. But it allows us. He just keeps checking to make sure we're following the guidelines and keeping up with what we should be doing. But it allows us basically full practice authority under his supervision. He's not actually there physically in body in the office, but if we need help, he's a phone call away. You know, we have a good relationship back and forth though, so we can do anything. We pretty much, besides general anesthesia and some specialty things, we can just about cover the base for you.
You deal in a little bit of a different situation. You're in Amish country.
That's right.
Yeah, I doubt a lot of your patients are watching.
No, I can 100% guarantee there's no viewership on that part. I apologize for that. I should have brought more viewers to you, but yeah. Lawrence County has the largest old order Amish community in the world, and we farm, we raise cattle, and we had a relationship with them through farming. So when we opened this medical office in the heart of the Amish community, surrounded by farms and produce, it was just natural for them to come to us, and they're friends and they're families of ours. You know, we take really good care of them.
Do they trust you? Because in my mind, I want to stereotype it that they aren't a real trusting folk.
Mm-hmm. You hit the nail on the head. That is one of the biggest issues. They didn't seem to seek traditional medical care. Is they didn't trust the people that were taking care of them.
You don't look trustworthy.
And I understand that, but you know, you can put lipstick on a pig sometimes. So, but yeah, that's what it was. We farm, and we think like them, and we farm like they do. So that built that instant relationship, and we've been able to kind of carry that through and just have it. It's really, really nice. They really appreciate what you do for them, and they have taken us on, our whole family, as part of their family.
You are like a legit nice guy, which bothers me, but I'll get over that. But you had a rough childhood.
Yeah, man, it was. I'm thankful for it, grateful for what I've been through. grew up with parents that were both drug addicts, alcoholics. My mom ended up overdosing. Physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, all kind of things were happening in our house on a daily basis. And, you know, I had a lot of good mentors, and thank God for the guidance and the people that he put in my life kind of helped get me through the things, setting an example. And two things got me through. It was being intentional and being accountable. I saw that in some football coaches and some teachers, and taking those principles forward in everything I did, own what you do, and take a step and do it on purpose. That's really what got me where I'm at.
I'll never forget that podcast you would talk about, like, you know, you would come home from school and you would find things that no kid should find going on in the house. And it's like the police in that town, they knew you.
Yeah.
But the way you talked about it, it was they actually like were trying to help you. It wasn't like, oh, that kid's from that horrible house. They recognized that you were trying to, you know, make the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, and that, you know, even looking back, I had cops come to the house. I mean, they were there sometimes every day, to be honest, and they would pick us up and take us to the drive-thru at McDonald's and get us a Happy Meal. They put us in the back of the cop car like a 5 or 6 year old little kid, you know. But they would, while our parents
were getting back then.
Yeah, it was. They would take us around there, and while my parents were getting booked or getting put in jail or whatever, they're in the drunk tank or wherever they were at, you know, and they did. I guess I couldn't process all that as a kid, but looking back, it made a big impact on me. I think just to be able to see that there are people that, even though you're in that situation, you need to be that person that reaches down and helps somebody up when they didn't need to. They didn't have to.
Which you have done. You and your wife have adopted how many kids?
Yeah, we got 3 boys, Jake, Luke, and Caleb. They're 10, 6, and 5, so those are our boys.
And you were kind of tricked into
Yeah,
the whole
more
adoption.
than one. More than one. Yeah, I have a great wife. My God, I'm married to a saint really most of the time. But our oldest kid Jake, yeah, we were babysitting him one day.
Yeah.
So his foster mom, my wife's aunt, could go to the doctor, and I was totally against. We had lost a kid. My wife, she had a miscarriage, and that was processing all that, and I didn't know what to do. I was against foster parenting completely, adopting especially. This boy showed up at our house, and by the time dinner rolled around, I said, if they come and get him, we're gonna run away with him. He's ours now. And so I was sold, you know, hook and sinker on that. But you know, just looking at those kids and some of the situations they came in, not my boys, luckily, we got them young enough, but man, they're no different than I was. You know, they need somebody to help them out. It's not the kid's fault. And I was being cold-hearted, hard-hearted, to be honest with you. And it took my wife to kind of, she taught me a lot of things, but that was one of the biggest things she taught me.
They do that, don't they?
Oh, man, I know it.
It's kind of
I hope she don't hear that, but if she does.
Don't worry, no one watches us.
Okay.
Go listen to the podcast because it's an amazing story, and you basically learned how to farm by watching YouTube videos. So you're raising cattle, you're raising these kids on the farm, you're helping out the rural health community. It's amazing. Matt Nicewander, thank you for what you do, because it's good to have good people in this world like you, and we need more of you. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunities, and I'm just gonna, you know, I hope I continue to have those opportunities to help people out. That's really what I'm looking for. So stuff like this helps, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for spending some time with us here on SharkFarmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com.